Hello everybody, my name is Hofstadter and welcome back to the Indian kitchen. Today we're going to be talking about the 3 basic flatbreads that you will find in most Indian kitchens. The first of these is roti or chapati, which is made from atta flour. The second of these is the same thing, but it's made from a gluten-free variant. Since it has no gluten, it's a little bit harder to stretch, so the process is a little bit different. And the third of these is a paratha, which is a layered chapati. It's flaky, it's buttery, it's absolutely delicious, and it's a little bit more filling. Now there are 2 things I want to talk about before we get started. The first of these is that no, I am not going to be doing naan right now, because this episode is more basics, and I want to focus on the fundamentals first before we get into something a little bit more dinner party-esque. The second of these is I want to give a big fat shout out to my sister over on Instagram. She has supported me during the making of this series. She's given me a couple shouts on her thing, so I want to do the same thing back. So go follow her if you want to follow and look at demons. Wouldst thou like to live deliciously? So with that out of the way, let's get started.
My skies are grey for infinity, till there's you. Maybe it's affinity, just lucky me. I guess, just lucky me. I guess.
Now in this bowl, I have about 1/3 of a cup of atta flour, a generous pinch of salt, and about 1/2 teaspoon of vegetable oil. This is going to be the basis for our roti and our paratha. Now, for the vegetable oil, you don't need to add it if you're only making roti, but if you are making paratha, you want to keep the bread soft, and adding the vegetable oil helps with that. But for rotis, you don't need to add it. My rotis always come out pretty good without the oil. Now, when it comes to water, I can't give you a measured amount because every piece of bread is going to be different, all the batches are going to be different. So if I say combine this amount and this amount, it's going to be wrong, it's going to be too dry or too soggy. So you always have to add it little by little and just see where you end up. Now, the water I have here is pretty hot from the tap, so we're just going to add in a little bit and combine it all together. And we're just going to keep doing this until we get to about 80% clumping, as I like to call it. Because at 80%, the water will matter a lot. You could add in a drop too much, and then you have to add in flour, and then you have to add in water, and then more flour, and then you have to keep compensating and compensating till the end of time. And it turns into an absolute nightmare. So ideally, you want to get it right the first time. We're not up there yet, we're at like 50% clumping, and it looks like someone's home. And the dogs are about to start screaming. In 3, 2, 1. I will be back in 1 minute. 1 minute. Alrighty, so back to it. I'm going to have to add just a little bit more water now. Hopefully it hasn't dried out. Alright, so I've collected up all the bread. And once you're at this stage, you want to keep kneading it. Just combine it all and see where you're at. You can add a little bit more flour and water. It's not as big a deal, but it is very, very irritating to deal with. But this should actually be fine because there's very little flour actually sticking to my hands. It can be a lot worse than this, so this will do just fine, I think. Now, to rest this, you have a couple of methods. The first way is to just First way is to put a warm, damp towel over it, and the second way, and the easiest way, is just to put some cling film over it. So we are going to wrap this up, all nice and snug, so there are no air pockets, and we'll leave that for about 15 minutes. You see these freaking things? Old white women from Coles are going completely batshit over these. They're going into car parks, they're making deals, they're selling them on eBay for like $400. Alright, so our dough is ready. It's rested for about 15 minutes. And we're going to roll it out now. Yep, we're just going to do it in half. The first thing we're going to do is our roti. So roll it into a ball and press it down with the palm of your hand. Now you should have a bowl of atta flour right here. Just dip it in both sides. Now your typical roti would actually be about half this size, so this will be a bit enormous. Put a little bit of flour on your bench space and just start rolling it out. Now, I can never do perfect circles, almost ever. I've seen women from India they have these special rolling pins that tape it at either end and they can spin it as they go, and it turns into a perfect circle every time. It's spectacular. I wish I could do that. I'm not 80-year-old Punjabi women god tier yet, but I think I am at a pretty high level. This will actually be a good size, I reckon. So yep, this is a good size for either of them. We're just gonna put that to the side, roll into a ball, press it down, dip in flour, and roll it out. Eventually you will get the hang of it. It does take a few goes. It took me quite a few tries to get the perfect roti. But when you do get that perfect soft roti, oh, you're gonna be happy. Alright, to actually cook it, you can use any pan, but traditionally a cast iron tawa is the best kind. Put it on a relatively high heat. Get yourself a pair of metal tongs before you get started. You're going to need them. Now I'm not sure how well you can see, but slowly we are getting some bubbling forming happening over this. Now when you get some good bubbling, what you want to do is just check the underside, see the colouring. That's still a little bit under, so we'll keep it cooking. That is much better. That is much better. Now you can see a little bit of bubbling happening around here, and we're just getting to that stage. Let's lift it up a little bit, just to show you. Now we're getting some browning happening. That is good. So now at this point you want to take it off and put it on your tongs, and then briefly roast it on the open flame. Now hopefully it should puff up. You want to get very even cooking. Look at that. Look at that. That is gorgeous. That is some gorgeous colouring right there. Now unfortunately it looks like, yeah, steam is escaping right here, so it's not going to puff up for us. But if it doesn't puff up, don't worry. You just want to make sure you don't want to overcook it on any point, otherwise it won't be soft and fluffy. That is an issue. This isn't the best roti I've done, but this is an amazing side. The other side is kind of crappy. At this point you can put some ghee or butter on it if you want, but I prefer it plain, especially with other dishes. Now this side isn't the best, but this side is great. But overall, it's cooked beautifully. Just look at the folding in here. It's very pliable and very flexible. Let's tear this open. Oh, that's nice. Now let's have a taste. Could have been cooked just a touch more, but I will happily eat this. God damn. That is some good roti. Right, now paratha is something that I rarely do, so I'm hoping that will turn out alright. So we've got some semi-melted ghee here, about half a teaspoon. We're just going to spread it out. That could actually be a little bit more melted. Now we're going to take a little bit of atta and just sprinkle it gently over the top. Oh, that is beautiful. Nice! Love it. Alright, so now we're going to try and layer this thing. I'm going to use a method that I saw from a Chetna McCann video. It's where you fold it in half. And this is what her mother did. I do love Chetna McCann, she's one of my favourite YouTubers. And she sort of did it like this. And then like that. And she twisted it to, wait no, she twisted it this way. Oh no. Oh wait, no. Now we're going to roll this out. Hopefully this turns out okay. Hopefully this turns out well. I don't want to look like a twit in front of the camera. I got a bigger pan too, so let's just swirl that up. Now I'm hoping we'll get some good layers from this. I'm praying. The smell is incredible. That's absolutely such a lovely smell. Flip it over and there we go. Ooh, that's some really good browning. I'm happy with that. Now I know that this isn't perfect. There are people out there that are a lot better than me, but what I'm trying to do here is show you the basics, and you can perfect it yourself. Now, I rarely make this. My rotis are normally pretty good, but hopefully you guys can even be better than me. I'm actually gonna put on some kitchen paper. Just, oh, it's smoking a bit. Okay, I'm happy with that. I have to say, the smell of this thing is incredible, and it looks great too. So, oh, it crisps up. We can see those layers parting. Look at those layers, gorgeous. Could be a little bit more cooked again. I think I screwed it up with the heat, but let's have a taste. Oh, that is delicious. So I'm gonna add some of the interesting smelling flour into this. Oh my god, what is that color? It looks like dehydrated. It looks like ground up brick. What the hell? It's very soft. Ooh, I could touch that all day. I have read that you can add atta into it to make it roll out easier, because this is gluten-free and gluten is responsible for the stretch. However, that will make it not gluten-free. So, fair warning. Just add a little bit of oil and some salt. Now I've got some water fresh off the boil, so I'm going to add a little bit of water and go at it with a fork. This is going to be interesting. Oh, that smell! That's interesting. It smells like pepper. What the hell is this? As I said, I don't use this stuff much, but it is healthier, and I am trying to be healthier, even though I just ate essentially deep-fried bread. But that deep-fried bread was delicious. I don't know what to think about this color. I really don't. And I'm going to have to be careful, because I'm not sure how I'm going to knead this, considering it's it's steaming. Oh lord. I added in too much water. Oh, this is so gross. It's like a cow patty. I'm gonna have to add more flour into that. You can't let this rest, because, you know, it's not gluten-y. Alright. Let's actually taste this dough. I'm gonna regret this. It tastes like raw beef mince that I put pepper in. So we're going to roll this up into a ball, and I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to roll this out. I heard one idea is, because that'll stick to the bench, you should do it between two Ziploc bags. Yeah, it's squishing out with my hands. It's not that bad. It feels so weird. This is actually kind of therapeutic. It's tickling my autism. Of course, somebody more skilled than me. I should have just done it like this, so it was a bit more. Alright, so let's try and flatten it, because I'm going to try and get this to puff up. Alright. Carefully. Looks like a weird meat pancake. It's so ugly! It's bubbling a little bit. Yeah, it's very gently lifting off. If I didn't tear it like a twit, it would have been better. Alright. Now, I think I should have used ghee to cook this, because it feels weird and spongy. Because this is the first time I'm actually making this, by the way. I tried it once before and it kind of messed up, but not as bad as this. Alright, you know what? I think that's done. We're gonna... oh shit. We're gonna try it like this. It actually... look at it. It's still holding its shape. Sort of. I don't want to test that. Alright. Alright guys, so let's taste this thing, this pancake from hell. This is pretty good. I mean, it is a little bit, it does have a texture, it's a little bit more chewy, but... okay, yeah, I would definitely make this again. It turned out a lot better than I thought it would. Because you remember, you aren't dealing with something stretchy. It isn't as soft. It's a little bit more sandy-ish. But when it cooks through, that bitter taste, that weird beefy taste does go away. I'm happy with that. Alright guys, we have some fun here, but there's it for today. Now, I did make a couple of mistakes along the way. I should have used a bigger pan for the roti. I shouldn't have used as much ghee for the chapati. But the information is there, and hopefully you guys can use it to make some really delicious breads for your future Indian dishes. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please give a like, please subscribe, and I hope you have a fantastic day.